This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa. Hello viewers, I'm Berkasisa with the Pulse of Africa news, our top stories for today. Ethiopia's macroeconomic reform wins IMF praise. African leaders call for immediate ceasefire in Congo. Namibia's founding president Nujoma dies at 95. Donald Trump's confirms call with Putin. Now the news in detail. The International Monetary Fund Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva lauded Ethiopia's macroeconomic reform as rewarding. Georgieva made the remark during a press conference in Addis Ababa at the end of her two-day visit over the weekend. The IMF chief urged the society to support the government's economic reforms, expressing confidence that Ethiopia's macroeconomic challenge will drive the country's transformation. She highlighted the importance of unity in supporting the government's economic initiatives and reaffirmed the IMF's ongoing support for the success of Ethiopian economic reforms. During her stay, she visited various social and development sites, including the Adwa Victory Memorial Museum. She remarked Ethiopians make Africa proud and expressed her amazement at the transformation of Addis Ababa. As part of her visit, the IMF managing director also met Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and other high-ranking government officials. Leaders from Eastern and Southern Africa call for an immediate ceasefire in Eastern Congo, where rebels are threatening to overthrow the Congolese government. The leaders also urged Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi to directly negotiate with the rebel groups. Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi, who attended the summit in the Tanzanian city of Dar es Salaam by video conference, has previously said he would never talk to the M23 rebels he sees as driving to exploit his country's vast mineral wealth. A communique at the end of the talks urged the resumption of direct negotiations and dialogue with all state and non-state parties, including M23. The rebels seized Goma, the biggest city in eastern Congo, following fighting that left nearly 3,000 dead and hundreds of thousands of displaced, according to the UN. Now to South Africa. The US President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to cut financial assistance to South Africa, accusing the country's government of unjust racial discrimination against white minority Afrikaners. The order criticized a law signed by the South African President Cyril Ramaphosa last month that allows for a land to be expropriated with nil compensation in limited circumstances. The Trump administration said the South African government was allowing violent attacks against African farming communities. South Africa's Foreign Ministry said in a statement that there seems to be a campaign of misinformation and propaganda. To Namibia. Namibia's founding president Sam Nujoma passed away at the age of 95, the Southern African nation's president announced it on Sunday. Nujoma died in the capital Windhoek, where he was hospitalized for medical treatment and observation, President Nangolo Mbumba said in a statement. President Mbumba expressed deep sorrow at the loss of Namibia's revered freedom fighter and revolutionary leader. Sam Nujoma founded the Southwest Africa's People Organization, SWAPO, in 1960, which became the driving force behind Namibia's independence movement. Nujoma was among the last surviving frontline heads of states who greatly contributed to the region's emancipation from colonial rule after the days of others such as Zambia's Kenneth Kaunda and South Africa's Nelson Mandela.
Africa is rich and not poor. Africa has immense actual and potential wealth: gold, diamond, copper, manganese, bauxite, iron ore, uranium, asbestos, chrome, cobalt, a host of other minerals. Africa is far from being poor. It is Africans who are poor, not Africa.
US President Donald Trump said he had a phone conversation with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin to discuss efforts to end the Moscow-Kyiv war. President Trump said he believed that the United States was making progress in its talks to end the war between Russia and Ukraine. Trump declined to specify how many times that the two leaders had spoken, but insisted that Putin is eager to see an end to the conflict. Trump asserted that the war, now in its third year, never would have happened if he had been the president in 2022. The president expressed urgency in resolving the war and emphasized that he has a concrete plan to bring it to a close. Finally, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres welcomed the formation of Lebanon's new government under Prime Minister Nawaf Salam, pledging support for its priorities. Lebanon's President Joseph Aoun has announced the formation of a new government after more than 2 years of an interim cabinet amid political wrangling and a major economic collapse. Guterres, through his spokesman, said the UN looks forward to working closely with Lebanon's government. The UN reiterated its commitment to Lebanon's territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Hello viewers, I'm Zoya Bogala with the latest business news. By the end of 2024, the number of enterprises in the smart robot industry in China had reached 451,700 with a total registered capital of $880 billion. The number of such enterprises grew by 19.39% compared to the end of 2023, demonstrating a steady upward trend in the industry's development in China. Nearly 80% of these enterprises were concentrated in three sectors, namely scientific research and technical services, information transformation, software and information technology service, and wholesale and retail, the administration said. The eastern region of the country has become a hub hosting about 2/3 of smart robot industry enterprises in China. Macron signals investment of 109 billion euros in French AI. France will announce private sector investments totaling some 109 billion euros in its artificial intelligence sector during the Paris AI Summit, which opens today, President Emmanuel Macron said. The financing includes plans by Canadian investment firm Brookfield to invest 20 billion euros in AI projects in France and financing from the United Arab Emirates, which could hit 50 billion euros in the years ahead, Macron's office said. France said the United Arab Emirates investment would include financing for a 1 gigawatt data center. It has been revealed that the majority of Brookfield's investment will be allocated to a data center. Artificial intelligence requires a huge amount of energy to power massive data centers, with Europe sees struggles to meet future demands. That's all the business news for today, and thank you for joining Pulse of Africa.
This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.